everyone, it's Desiree. For this single card, I'm featuring Newton's Nook, and this stamp set is called Darlin Duos. The moment I saw it, I had to have this stamp set. I thought it was just so cute. There's a second one, so I believe I'll probably be getting that as well. But also the reason why I chose this is because I'm going to be able to play with my polychromos. Yes, I broke down. So I took a red piece of cardstock. I used my Stitch Heart dies. I'm sorry, I don't know who created them. And then I put it through an embossing folder with music notes. For some reason, I saw these lovebirds with music. So now I'm taking a piece of Nina Solar White, and I'm using one of the heart stamps with the X's and O's engraved in it. And I'm going to be creating my background with that. So I first tested the ink. The ink is from Stampin' Up Powder Pink. And then I wanted to see the size of the sentiment. I'm getting a feel for how big this panel is going to be, how that sentiment that I chose, just you and me, is going to look like, and so forth. So now that I've got that feeling, now I'm just going to stamp all over the back of this piece of cardstock. I haven't cut it out yet with a border die or with a rectangle die yet. So I'm just turning the stamp. Don't want it to be even. Just stamp it on there. And pretty much what you're creating is your own paper pattern. Yes, when it comes to the Stampin' Up inks, I wear it because it doesn't matter, any stamp pad, I wear the ink. I did use my wonky stitch rectangle for my favorite thing to cut out that panel. So now I'm taking the sentiment. I'm going to be using my VersaFine black ink, and I stamped the sentiment down because I'm going to use a die to cut that out. And I'm going to stamp my two lovebirds. This design, I just love it. Absolutely love it. Now, I really sped up this section. I wanted you to see the whole coloring process. You know, I don't color like other people, and I'm sure nobody colors like me. But I just wanted you to see it. I did just get my polychromos. I broke down, like that was not going to happen. And of course, I can't go for the small sets. I must have every single color. So I got the entire set of the polychromos. I am still a Prismacolor girl when it comes to their alcohol markers and when it comes to their colored pencils. The difference between the polychromos, which are the Faber-Castells that I'm using now, and the Prismacolor are wax base. Your polychromos are oil based. They are creamier. They are easier to blend. I'm still a fan. My other sets, my Prismacolors do come first. But I am a very big fan of the polychromos because of their blending capability. Again, you do not need all whatever size set this is. I mean, this is close to 200, I think 150 pencils in this set. I got mine from Dick Blick. They have a great price on it, but they also have a 24 set and a 36 set, and I think the 36 set is under $60. So that's not too bad. I think the 24 pencil set is under $40. And so those aren't bad, and those are really the colors that you need. I know I should practice what I preach, but I don't want anyone to go down the rabbit hole with me when it comes to this. I splurged. I probably shouldn't have, but I did. But you can get away with a 24 or 36, just with the different pressures that you put on the pencils, from the lightness to the darkest. You're gonna take that one shade and you're going to get multiple shades with this. So you can see I have the one little bird done. And of course the bird on the right is the female because she's got little eyelashes. And now I'm going to work on the other bird, on the other side. So again, they are really creamy. I'm not using a textured paper. I'm using a Nina Solar White. And again, they are blending very nicely. You can build with these as well. With wax pencils, you want to be careful because if you press hard and put that solid coating of the color, you're not able to build on that. I say the same thing with the polychromos as well, but as you're putting those other colors on, they're automatically blending in with the original base that you put down. I did not try these with Gamsol yet. I'm going to, and I'm sure it's going to be like butter when it comes to the blending. I like the way the Gamsol blends the Prismacolors as well. But if you're just looking at colored pencils, you know what? To get used to colored pencils, get a Crayola set. That's how I started. I still have mine, and I still use them. So Crayola has great sets. If you're debating whether Prismacolor or Faber-Castell, again, that would be your choice. But both of them do have smaller sets at a more reasonable price, and you can't go wrong with either one. So I will support both of them. I don't have a favorite. But again, I am a fan of the Prismacolor. And no, there's no sponsoring going on here when it comes to Prismacolor. So you could say that's how I colored. I should have zoomed in for you, but, you know, with the camera, okay, guys, you know me. So I'm going to use that powder pink again. So back to the card, back to our regular broadcasting. And I'm going to use my sponge daubers, and I'm just going to put a little bit of the pink around the two birds. And then I pulled in real wet, wow, real wet, I still can't say it, real red. There you go. And I'm going to go around the sentiment heart. I could have taped that 20 times and I still would have gotten it wrong. Just to give these hearts, just to let them come up off the page. I'm going to use a piece of foam, like I always do, and I'm going to trim that down. And I'm going to use my double-sided tape that I get from Joann's, Ms. Sparkle & Co. And I'm going to set that down on my 4 1/4, 5 1/2 top folding card base. And my card base is a Nina Solar. And I'm just positioning with the hearts. We got a lot of hearts going on here. So I want to use my art glitter glue. And I'm going to adhere the embossed heart straight onto the card base. I am going to prop up my two lovebirds, and I'm going to set that in place. And I'm going to kind of pull that off to the side. I don't want to put that right on top of the heart. If you see my previous videos, you know, not really into right angles, setting things on top. Yeah, sometimes I am, but very rarely. And then I propped up with a piece of foam square my sentiment as well. I'm also giving a shot the Nuvo Sparkle Pen. I am a big fan of the Spectrum Noirs. I have tons of them. I stock up on them. I like this one too. I think it's very comparable to it. Matter of fact, I think it's the same. And I just skimmed over that heart with the embossing. So the glitter's actually sitting on the top where it's raised. I pulled out my Nuvo Jewel Drops, and I'm using rose water just to give just some dots here and there around the lovebirds and around the sentiment. And that's our card for today. So if you have someone special, this would be a great card for them. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got to enjoy the coloring. That was kind of the first time I left all of that coloring in at Mach speed. But I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, hit the thumbs up. That'll help me to let me know. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. There is so much more that's going to come out with 2018. All the supplies I used will be listed down below as always. And please, if you have a comment or even if you have a question on a technique or where to find something, please leave that below too, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Again, I hope you enjoyed this. Talk to you on the next video. And always remember, everyone, be creative.